Hello and welcome back to another High School Principal Reacts. My name is Brandon and I'm a high school principal from Georgia. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the few school scenes from the movie Spider-Man. A friend reminded me, hey, there are some school scenes in this. I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan, but I have seen the movie before. This is the original Spider-Man from 2002 with Tobey Maguire. I'll be looking at just the school scenes from the beginning of the movie where he's a student in high school and he kind of discovers that he has acquired these powers. But let's get right into it.
Hey, stop the bus!
That's me.
Tell them to stop, please! Stop! Hey! Stop the bus!
Stop the bus! Stop! They've been chasing us since Woodhaven Boulevard.
Okay, finally. Now, I will not sit here and tell you that that has never happened. I noticed you saw the bus driver kind of see him, and rather than immediately stop, he kind of grins and keeps going and then eventually stops. I'm not going to sit here and say that's never happened, but no reasonable person is going to do that. Most bus drivers that I know and have known have been great, like kids, like to help people out, and would never do that. The second they notice, someone's running alongside or hitting the bus, they're going to stop immediately and pick them up. Have I seen that happen before? Yes, but certainly, obviously, should not be happening.
Thank you. Sorry.
Don't even think about it.
You're so lame, Parker.
I don't know if I've seen an entire bus kind of seemingly gang up on someone before, but obviously this would be bullying. And as I've said in other videos, it is a serious issue. The bus driver, they're driving the bus, but at a bare minimum, they should be reporting this when they get to the school building. A lot of times as an administrator, you do have to take those reports. We are responsible for students the second when they leave their house and go get on the bus or at the bus stop. That is something that we have to watch out for, anything that happens in those times. And so a lot of times we do have those reports from the bus driver. Many school systems will have cameras on the bus for that reason, because if something happens on the bus, we do then have to investigate that. Hopefully the bus driver reports this when they get to school.
Midtown High seniors. No wandering. Proceed direct. Knock it off. Remember, it is a privilege to be here. We are guests of Columbia University Science Department, so behave accordingly. Let's not have a repeat of our trip to the planetarium. Come on.
I don't know what happened at the planetarium, but this little talk that the teacher is giving is very good. I mean, high school students are high school students. So that's just the nature of things, that they tend to want to goof off a little bit. And when you take them, he said they're at Columbia University. So obviously you want to be on your best behavior. So this little talk that he's giving them is probably pretty wise, even for your well-behaved students. Kids are kids, and so they're going to do kid things. Let's see what happens.
Charles, can we drive around the corner, please?
Why? The entrance is right there.
Dad, these are public school kids. I'm not sure about the field trip and the rolls.
What, you want me to trade in my car for a Jetta just because you flunked out of every private school I ever sent you to?
It wasn't for me.
Of course.
I have seen situations like this before. It's not super common, but where you have a fairly affluent family like this that has tried different things, and the student, for whatever reason, just seemingly wastes very good opportunities that other people would love to have, and they end up in a different program. So I have seen this happen before. It's kind of unfortunate because even though this guy is going to later become the Green Goblin, he's obviously trying to help his son out, and his son is not doing particularly well. I have seen this happen before my eyes before.
Leave him alone.
Or what? Or his father will fire your father. What's Daddy gonna do? Sue me?
What is going on? The
Thank you.
I kid you not.
The next person who talks will fail this course. Hopefully they don't call his bluff. You can't do that. And honestly, you can't give grades for behavior. At least you're not supposed to. I have seen it done, but you're really not supposed to do that. Behavior or disciplinary issues are separate. You can't really, are not supposed to give grades for that. Your academics are separate. So we have a separate process for dealing with those things, but good for the teacher for stepping in here. Oh no.
That's great.
Oh no, here it comes.
MJ, let's go.
I hate this part.
Wait. Thanks.
All right, now he's got the spider sense there. Let's see what happens this time.
Hey! Stop the bus! Get the cab! Hey! Tell him to stop!
He's got the webs. Okay, he made it to school.
Wow, great reflexes.
That's pretty impressive. What's he gonna do? Yeah, no adults around. All these movies, there's never any adults around. You're gonna have teachers at lunch duty who would respond to this in some way. But let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. Spider sense. Paper airplane. Yeah, and I know this movie was made 20 years ago now. A lot of these things, these forms of cutting up, I just don't see anymore. I used to see that back in the day with the paper airplane. I haven't seen a paper airplane in quite some time. Not that students don't misbehave, they just find other ways to do it. And with the spitball, I haven't seen that in a long time. I think students now have become a little bit more creative with, acting out if they're going to act out.
Think you're pretty funny, don't you, freak?
Flash, it was just an accident.
My fist breaking your teeth, that's the accident.
Okay, where's the adults?
I don't want to fight you, Flash. I wouldn't want to fight me neither. Exactly.
And I've said in other videos, when bullying or a fight, begins, students aren't just going to casually walk by. This is more typical. You see the students grouping up in kind of a huddle, forming a little circle. That's more typical. Where's the adults? Got the spider speed.
Help them, Harry.
Okay.
Which one?
It's all yours, man.
And even though he's doing a lot of great physical feats here, he's really not engaging too much with this guy, even though this guy's clearly trying to hurt him. He's really backing off and trying to just kind of evade him. I'm still wondering, okay, where's my teacher? Where's my administrator on lunch duty? Apparently, I haven't seen a teacher yet in this high school. See what happens next. Ooh. Oh. That looks more like The Matrix, if you're familiar with that film, just knocking him clear down the hallway. And I'll talk just a minute about students fighting at school. Unfortunately, this does happen at most schools every once in a while, or more often, unfortunately. And I would say that 99% of the time, both students are more or less at fault. Even if, someone swung first, they both kind of agreed to kind of meet up and do it. No one's trying to get away. Now in the situation that one person is kind of assaulting the other, it would be just obviously the bully that would be at fault. But many, many, many times it's both people that are at fault. And, parents will say, well, they were defending themselves. Well, unless someone's, punching you in the back or whatever, most of the time you're going to have some sort of avenue of telling someone, hey, this person's trying to get at me or whatever. More often than not, what happens too often is that students kind of plan in advance. Hey, let's, I'm going to get you at lunch. Okay, well, I'll be ready for you. Or they just kind of square off. Now, in this situation, I probably wouldn't hold Peter responsible for this because he's trying to get away from him. He even says, I don't want to fight you. He dodges, he blocks, and finally he punches him one time. If I see this on a surveillance footage during an investigation, I probably would not give him any consequences, but I would want to speak to him and his parent, obviously. But this bully is going to get a pretty harsh penalty for this. Okay, he just leaves. Wow. Yeah, if he were to just leave like that, there would be almost kind of a manhunt for him. The police would probably be called, or at least the parents, to say, hey, the student was involved in a fight. They then left the school. As I said before, the school is responsible for all students until they arrive home or back in the custody of their parents. So, yeah, this would be a big deal, even though Peter, I would say, is kind of the victim here. You can't just take off like that. That would be a problem. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just leave it right there. I know this one was a little bit shorter, but obviously Spider-Man is not about education, but it does have some neat school scenes that I totally forgot about. Thank you to the viewer that recommended this to me. If you're enjoying this series, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel and check out some of my other reaction videos. In the meantime, I'll see you next time on High School Principal Reacts. Thanks for watching.